Hey, welcome back to Weenie Trades, and happy Friday. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing penny stocks versus large caps. So I'm going to be breaking down HLBZ, DNA, and SDC on the penny stock side of things. And I'm just going to be talking about a little bit of large caps. There wasn't a lot of follow through today. Did very well today trading penny stocks. Actually, my best day ever trading penny stocks. But the large caps have just been a dud. So let's get right into the video. What I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to be talking about what these stocks did and then where there's potential resistance or support or what they may do in the future. So HLBZ, big runner today. If we look at the daily time frame, this was a shock gap. And that's the only reason I was looking for it long today. Do you see this big gap up? So right here, we move higher, we sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. Yesterday was a doji day. Today we gap up over all of these days. That means the sellers are getting taken out. Sellers have to buy to cover, and that's what creates these massive squeezes, 96%. So what I saw this beautiful consolidation. Buyers just did not want to give it up. And because of the shock gap, short sellers had to get pressured to the upside. So what HLBZ did was it broke out. Great. If you missed on the way out, you can always catch it on the way back in. So that's what I did. I caught on the way back in. So I bought HLBZ at about 19 with a stop loss just underneath 18. And boom, we get a nice good push up. And I was saying, hey, 25 is going to be that target. It's likely going to play some shenanigans. If we look at the daily time frame, there's probably going to be some shenanigans at that level. Well, I guess that Thinkorswim is going through some updates right now. So I'm just going to be breaking down HLBZ on the daily time frame on TradingView. So we a little bit of a doji day. That's because at the end, we started to hit this resistance. Always when you see a big topping tail and a big upper wick like that, that's always going to be some just area of resistance. So what I was saying was, I'm not going to get greedy on HLBZ in the 24s to 26. That's definitely the take profit zone up there. And that's kind of exactly what happened. And there's some people that are saying, buy HLBZ. When it was up there, I was like, yeah, you don't want to tell, first of all, you don't want to tell people what to do. I never tell you where to buy or where to sell. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and you can do whatever you want. But telling people to buy, especially when it's already up there, yeah, I'm going to shut that down. And boom, there we go. HLBZ rolling over. So HLBZ probably going to come back down in the lower, teens, maybe just above like 11 to 12, just based off this chart pattern. This is a rollover formation. HLBZ could be breaking out and continuing though if we get above that 24 mark. So watch out for 24 on HLBZ. If it breaks that, then it could get going. Otherwise, it's most likely going to sell off, hence why it's a penny stock. But more on that later. Oh, looks like my Thinkorswim came back. Okay, next up we've got DNA, and DNA had a beautiful morning move that really went off of technicals. So DNA, kind of brand new, not a lot of data, just trading at the first day. So when there's not a lot of data, basically what I'm looking for is, okay, where can I find my risk? Where can I risk my money off of? And DNA was on my radar earlier this morning, especially once we broke through the high. Now, I would have loved to have gotten it on this pullback, but I just was able to see the consolidation. Once we got the consolidation, I got going about half size with the stop loss just underneath 12. So if it comes underneath 12, I'm out, I take the L. However, we held that level and boom, I get to add right on the breakout, add my second half, and then boom, we get a nice good push up and then take my profits. What was cool about DNA was that beautiful flag pattern, rally, base, beautiful rally, nice good breakout, no hesitation, can trail up the stop as it's going up. That's the type of momentum from 2020 versus 2021. It's kind of like jaggy. So penny stocks definitely having the breakout style that if you're used to in 2020 or earlier years, yeah, that might be a little bit better. But we broke out. And look, if you missed on the way out, you can catch on the way back in. Perfect technicals. Another buy setup at the former breakout area. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. Now kind of fading off. I would say, where have we rejected the most? 13. Get above 13 on DNA, could get going to the upside. If we start to come and spend a lot of time underneath 12, that could be a little bit more bearish and it could roll over. That's all the data we have. Brand new, nice, good stuff. Ginkgo Bioworks. Our next penny stock that we've got is SDC, Smile Direct Club. And Smile Direct Club, off of the flag pattern, got a beautiful breakout, hit that resistance from that video that I made, that 1-minute video. Shout out to you if you watched that. Boom, you hit the resistance right away. No, you knew to the penny the resistance and the rejection. But SDC today, big gap up, big push up on heavy volume, but we could not close above resistance. Do we see this? Resistance, sell off, resistance, sell off, resistance, sell off. We come back into it, we sell off. So SDC needs to get above this resistance to really get going. I would still be leaning a little bit more bearish short term because we failed to hold in the upper half of the range. However, SDC, based off the options chain, we knew that it wasn't going to sell much lower than 6 because the options chain was saying, oh, the probability that we touch 6 was only like 25%, even while it was selling off. So what did SDC do? Reverted back to the mean on Friday. And the mean is just kind of the midpoint of the range. Mark your high, mark your low. What's the middle? Oh, right about that 6.85. So SDC, I'd be bullish above 707 and bearish beneath 650. So the penny stocks today had some great follow through, but today was unfortunately a little bit red for me because the large caps just didn't want to go through. They just didn't want to follow through. Not to mention Microsoft was so close to gapping up to all-time highs and through all-time highs, but no, did the exact same thing that it's done. Reject from resistance. So anticipating a breakout, definitely not the way to go in 2021, but we'll just get better about that. What might be happening is the SPY is really starting to sell off. Look at that drop into the after hours. So yeah, SPY, definitely a SPY bear. We've been talking about the SPY being bearish. It's just very, very choppy. We still were talking about these lower highs and how we're flirting with this demand zone, but we broke down that demand zone today. So SPY and the Qs looking a little bit bearish. So it makes sense why there was no follow through. It was either going to break out from this upper level or is going to break down. Nvidia was upgraded on upgraded today. And when you're selling off on good news, that usually means it can signal a top. So just remember that whenever there's good news, and you drop and sell off, that's just a hint or another signal that we might be at a top. Conversely, during the virus crash, I remember when SPY was nearing the 220s, which by the way, I was looking to dip by 220s, that's when the news was at its worst. And so when the news becomes at its worst and then you start to go higher, that was the hint that was potentially a bottom. So it's all just stacking odds in your favors. And that was kind of the hint that Nvidia, I was dip buying it today, but I was realizing the dip buy doesn't seem to be right. We're kind of, not really going. So I dip bought Nvidia at 222, stop loss 221, boom, stop loss hit right underneath there. Hey, that's fine because I saved myself so much money. So large caps, just not a lot of follow through. Definitely can't wait to be looking to short some stocks, find different opportunities because there's a lot that we can do in this market. Have a great weekend, everybody. That's all I have for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.